Well, good day everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a little or large stove with a boiler on it today, eco boiler. I believe it's an Arada stove or Arada stove, eco boiler. I've swept this before, probably a couple of years ago since I last did this. It's not had much use, but it's ready for a sweep, so we're going to get to it and get this swept out. There's a couple of little areas we need to pay attention to, which I'll go through with you. First things first, just have a little tidy up, get the baffle out and get the brushes in, so I'll get on with that. Vacuum. Okay, excellent. So the reason I have a vacuum round before I even do anything is because, as you've probably seen, we use a drill to operate the brushes because we use a rotary sweeping system, and that drill's got a fan in it which blows quite a bit of air out of either side depending on the direction you go in, and if there's dust everywhere I'll just blow that dust around the house. So it's good to have a clean up, and then it reduces that as much as you can. What we've got to do on this stove before we do anything else is just check that the air control is closed. You can see there, look, it's on 0. I'll just check it. So we're fully open and we're fully closed, and that behind that plate there's a flap and a little hole right at the back of the stove, and that controls how much air is going through that. So we want it fully closed for sweeping. Don't want soot coming out everywhere. Get your clamps back up. Yeah. That's a nice shot, there you go, excellent. So front bar's out. I've got the hoover going because I want the baffle out. It's the same with the hoover in the stove. When you're taking parts out, you want to just have a little hoover round and get any dusty bits cleaned, so you just don't disturb it and cause a mess. And sometimes I clean the same thing 5 or 6 times. So on this one the baffle's sat on a couple of little hooks on a bar. I'll take you inside for a look. One moment. And see, look, there's the baffle and it just sits on two hooks. I'll lift it off and I'll show you. Go. So inside the stove, up there, there's two plates with little holes in it, and on the baffle, there's a little hook there. And there, you see it? Yeah, this hooks on, it's very simple. I like simple stoves. Some are very complicated, but I like this one. Just a little bit of a clean off. Okay, so we'll see what brush we need. I have brought one with me. Let's see if I've chosen correctly. Okay, so no. So this is fitted into 8-inch clear liners. And the brush I've brought's a bit small, so I'm just going to go and swap the brush. For some reason in my head it was just a 6-inch liner or 7-inch liners. I brought that one with me. Oh, it's a bit worn down, it's a bit small really for this job. So it'll probably work, but I'm going to swap it anyway. I'll be back shortly, just give me a second. Oh, I am back. I've chosen to go for a medium stiff mould brush. Got quite stiff bristles on it, that will do the trick. If not, I'll be doing it twice. I'll go for 12mm flexible rods. There you go. New plastic sheet. I have used it, so it's a bit mucky. Just put the vacuum on. On this side I can use a long magnet because there's nothing to interfere with it. On this side there's the hinges. The hinges are there and they fell the magnet. So I'll use various sizes, whichever fits best. See if I can get it on there. That's not too bad. short one. I've probably got to use a long one. There we go. But they are what they are. They're on now. So various different, because the stove's curved, you can't get a flat magnet on there. You could put it underneath, I guess, or you can just put on lots of different ones. Walk it around the curve. There we go. Excellent. And for this top bit, I'll put one underneath. There we go. And another short one underneath. That should do it. So as normal, as you know, I'm going to push the brush to the top and then sweep it from the top down. That's my usual way of doing it. Hope you can see inside. Yeah. Okay, we're in the cowl now. You can tell because you can hear it rattly, and also the brushes won't go any further. Yeah. Okay, so I will sweep it from the top down. I think it's time to take a coat off and a bit warm again. The weather's warming up these days, and You need like a few layers on in the morning, and then by midday, which we're not far off, we're just past, you're a bit warm. Or I am. There we go. Okay, that's the chimney swept. So we're just going to have a little tidy round. Some bits have fallen on top of the stove because the connection isn't totally so tight, is that the right word? Anyway, I can't get to it because there's a steel plate in front of it, so I'll just tidy up. It's not a lot. So this stove forms part of the customer's heating system, hot water. It's essentially just a normal stove with the boiler jacket. Sort of wrapped around the fire, where the fire goes. And then there's some pipe work at the back. Sort of an inlet and an outlet pipe, and that'll go off to there'll be a pump on there somewhere, a drain pipe there, drain it all. Okay, and that'll go off to the hot water tank where it will be used for heating or just hot water. It's not the water in the stove that you drink, it will mix in a tank and heat up the water surrounding the pipework in the tank. And let's keep it tidy. try and get you guys a good view inside the stove whilst I give it a clean. How's that looking? Alright. Basically I just want to go around the inside of the stove with a little brush from the equestrian place for horse hoofs, I think they're called. Just a couple of bits of mortar. The pebble there, look. The pebbles from when you shovel a coal up, you get the odd pebble. And the vacuum's running out of vacuum. I think we need more light. There we go, don't we? Look at that. Lights go on. So I'm just going to reach in with that brush. Sorry if I'm in your way. Any stubborn bits I can use my scraper. But I just want to get as much as I can. Would have been a boiler, you want as much off the boiler jacket as you can. You want that heat to transfer into the jacket, into the water. Okay, this side. Nice. I'm just going to just a little bit scrape. It's not very smooth, there's a lot of welding splatter. It's alright, alright. And this side. How was that? So these back pieces come out, they get a lot of heat on them and they get a bit twisted and warped, and sometimes they don't fit very well when they go back in, but we'll see. You see how much corrosion and soot is behind them, and if you don't take them out it just makes a mess. Sometimes you can't get them out. There you go. I find if they're not going to come out I don't bother, but if they do come out I'll take them out and clean them. Okay, excellent. This thing that they sit on also comes out, but I find that more often than not they're corroded in, and you can try and force it out and sometimes you can get it halfway and then it stops. So if it's not going to come out I tend not to bother unless we really need it out for a reason. If it's a brand new stove I will try and take it out every time, so it'll come out every time. Just give them a quick brush. Getting the chimney swept is more than just sweeping the chimney, especially on these modern stoves with all the bits. And it takes longer to do the stove than it does the chimney sometimes. And this is why I like simple stoves, because as stoves become more complicated and the more time I have to spend on them, the cost has to go up. So that one I'm going to go in properly, go in. Another quick tidy up. So what's next is removing these bars, if they will come out. Not really. If we can get one, we can start to get rid of those. You see all the ash that's behind those bars. And what we need to do is move the bar back a bit, but because of all the ash that we're getting, prevents us doing that. Get in there. There we go. You can see all that there. Without the riddler working, you can't effectively clean out the stove. You can't riddle it properly. right in the way. I think there's a cutout on them so you can get the end ones out. That's it. Yeah. Right. So I need to clear that back burner. Does lift out. So we'll go through that. So I'll show you. Let's take those off. Might as well while I'm here. Oh no. Oh. There we go. Nice. Oh wow. Unreal. Just going to move you guys while I take the ash pan out. There is a little plate at the bottom which you need to clean underneath of. Could I say this was a simple stove? Okay, let me move you back. Got to clip you on the bottom here. There we go. So what we're doing is putting the everything back in. And that flap that I told you on the side, this is where the air comes in. The flap opens, air comes on this channel. It's different to some other stoves, but on this one it comes out through that little slot there. And it's all welded in, so you can see how easy it is to sort of clean that out. It's not. But there you go. So we're going to put the back piece in now. Give it a quick hoover. Vacuum. Nice. And start putting these back on. So like lots of other stoves, they have two sorts of bars. This is the bottom bar, and then you can spin it around and it's higher up for the top bar. So you can use the same bar for top or bottom, but you need to get it the right way around. And on the riddle part, I can't show you really, it's tucked away, but there's high and low sections to it. So we'll start with the bottom, and we'll go, and that bottom one is sat there, and then let's go top, bottom, top, bottom, top. Easy, isn't it? You know what we've got? Bottom, top. Bottom. Top. Bottom. Wrong around. Bottom. And then one more. Here it is. Top. There we are. And if I use the tool, so they go back and forth. I like it. Easy. Ish. Now let's have a look up the chimney and make sure that we've done a good job there. Can you hear the wind? Oh, that's nice. Let me put the torch on a bit brighter. How do we do that? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can see all the liners, I can see all the joints of the liners, and then it tapers off one way or the other, and that's as far as you can see. Tapers off, but veers off. Veers off is the right word, isn't it? Veers off. So I'm just going to clean the top of the baffle, and I'll put that in. I'll leave you guys where you are for that. But I will adjust your viewing angle See those two ledges? I'm aiming to get this baffle on there. There we are, and it's hooked in. All my weight on there, no problem. Right, let us move around to the side. I just want to check the operation of. the air inlet mechanism, and I'll show you that. And what I'm going to do is switch batteries because we're nearly flat. So the next view will be us down the side of the stove. One moment. Okay, here I am again. We have plenty of power. I'm not going to use that. Okay, no dust. There we go, let's get that out. So there's a screw there, look, and then that allows me to remove the cover. And I just want to have a quick peek in there, make sure this is opening and closing and is not blocked with soot and whatnot. So first things first, we need to find a screwdriver. Oh, crikey, that's a bit tight. Let's try something else. Hatchet. There we are. Oof. Yeah, they make it a bit longer. There we go. That comes right off. And then in the back, to move you closer, get some proper lights on the matter. Can you see? If I adjust that, it opens and closes that big flap, and it's thermostatically controlled. And there's no ash falling out of it. I'm not going to bother messing around with it today. Opens and closes fully. I'm just going to hoover out any dust that's in the bottom of the sort of opening. On this stove, it's the worst part of the design, I would say. It looks pretty all tucked away neatly, but for servicing it's just an awful situation. I did one yesterday, I didn't film it unfortunately, but the full mechanism was, you could take the panel off the side, the full panel, so you had full access to it. Much easier, even though it was still a bit tricky. Everything had been sort of screwed up for years. You could get to it really easily. I'm not so sure about this one. As they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right, getting used to it, okay, I'm gonna get, so I'm happy with that. I'm not going to mess around with it. You can see inside the wire for the thermostat. You see it laid on the bottom, right at the back, right under the flap, and that thermostat sort of runs off to the back somewhere. It's connected to this mechanism in here behind this knob, and it regulates the opening of that flap. It's a reliable system, you know. You don't have to deal with these very often at all. Yeah, the one yesterday, the lady was having trouble controlling the stove, and when I inspected it, it was stuck open. So I had to take it all off and clean all the dust and whatever out of it, put it all back together and readjust it, and it was fine. And they're pretty robust things. Right then, look at that, that's good, isn't it? That's not even bent the same way as the stove is. Get that screw in there. Sorry if my hands are in the way. Nice. Little tiny ratchet. You should buy yourself one of these. They're useful for push bikes, motorbikes, any small jobs. So they're great, they go in the bottom of your bag. This is not a sponsored thing, by the way, just a tool that I like. I use it nearly every day. And it's amazing how much pressure you can put on this little ratchet. If anybody's interested, it is the Wearer. See it? Tool Check Plus. It comes with lots of little bits. And a little thing there for holding the bits. And well, the ratchet goes in there, and then that opens up and it's got a number of bits and sockets. Great. It wasn't an in-depth review. Okay, so I'm just going to smoke test this stove. All the doors are closed. Just a spillage test, just to make sure. I'll try and point you up so you can have a look. I've got you on a different stand, I'm afraid. There you go. I found your position. I'll drop my smoke pellet somewhere. Oh no, there it is. So we're just looking that the fumes go up the chimney and not into the room. We've got the vents closed. I'll move all that out of the way. And there you go, it's been drawn in. Okay, let's close that up. There's not a lot to see, the glass is all opaque. There's no smoke coming out anywhere. I'll just open that vent that we've just looked at. See what that does. Okay, give it a close. And then I'm just going to check this vent here. Oh yeah. As soon as that's open, the smoke's going. I'll close it. There's one on the bottom there, but you're not going to see much happen. Okay. Happy. Right, that's it guys. I'll finish here. There's nothing else to show you. I hope you enjoyed the video. There's something a bit different with the boiler on than my usual sort of work. No real issues on this one. So if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate if you liked it, or maybe subscribe to the channel. And I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye now.